Isaiah 50:10. God of the honest in heart. Today in every land there are those who are honest in heart, and upon these the light of heaven is shining. If they continue faithful in following that which they understand to be duty, they will be given increased light. Until, like Naaman of old, they will be constrained to acknowledge that there is no God in all the earth, saving the living God, save the living God, the Creator. To every sincere soul that walketh in darkness and hath no light is given the invitation. Let him trust in the name of the Lord and stay upon his God. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear, neither hath the eye seen, O God, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waited for him. Thou meetest him that rejoiceth and worketh righteousness, those that remember thee in thy ways. Isaiah 50:10. Walk in God's light, not own sparks. The Lord has presented before me that those who have been in any measure blinded by the enemy and who have not fully recovered themselves from the snare of Satan will be in peril because they cannot discern light from heaven and will be inclined to accept a falsehood. This will affect the whole tenor of their thoughts, their decisions, their propositions, their counsels. The evidences that God has given are no evidence to them, because they have blinded their own eyes by choosing darkness rather than light. Then they will originate something they call light, which the Lord calls sparks of their own kindling, by which they will direct their steps. The Lord declares, who is among you that feared the Lord, that obeyed the voice of his servant, that walketh in darkness and hath no light? Let him trust in the name of the Lord, and stay upon his God. Behold, all ye that kindle a fire, that compass yourselves about with sparks, walk in the light of your fire, and in the sparks that ye have kindled. This shall ye have at mine hand. Ye shall lie down in sorrow. This Jesus said, for judgment I am come into this world, that they which see might not see, and they which see might be made blind. I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. He that rejected me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. By many the words which the Lord sent will be rejected, and the words that man may speak will be received as light and truth. Human wisdom will lead away from self-denial, from consecration, and will devise many things that tend to make of no effect God's messages. We cannot with any safety rely upon men who are not in close connection with God. They accept the opinions of men, but cannot discern the voice of the true shepherd, and their influence will lead many astray. Though evidence is piled upon evidence before their eyes, testifying to the truth that God's people should have for this time. Isaiah chapter 5, 19 to 23. Men call evil good and good evil. The class here represented in order to exalt their own opinions, employ a reasoning which is not authorized by the word of God. They walk in the sparks of their own kindling. By their specious reasoning, they confuse the distinction that God desires to have drawn between good and evil. The sacred is brought down to on a level with common things. Avarice and selfishness are called by false names. They are called prudence. Their rising up in independence and rebellion, their revenge and stubbornness in their eyes are proofs of dignity, evidences of a noble mind. They act as though ignorance of divine things were not dangerous and even fatal to the soul. They prefer their own reasoning to divine revelation, their own plans and human wisdom to the admonitions and commands of God. The piety and conscientiousness of others are called fanaticism, and those who practice truth and holiness are watched and criticized. They deride those who teach and believe the mystery of godliness. Christ in you, the hope of glory. The principles underlying these things are not discerned by them, and they go on in wrongdoing, leaving the bars open for Satan to find ready access to the soul. Isaiah 5, 19 to 23.